Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining today as we discuss how to navigate your 9 to 5 when you still have a 5 to 9. I've been wanting to do this series for a while. As you know, Charity in Motion is a new YouTube page, but the purpose of this page is to kind of show all the avenues of my daily life. I do travel for work, which is a lot of what you've been seeing so far in my vlogs, but I also have my career or what I'm pursuing here in Atlanta, which is filmmaking. And through that journey, I've met a lot of people that, while still pursuing film or even other businesses, they also have their 9 to 5 that they work. They have to make their money. In the current economy, we know it's always a good thing to have constant money flowing. So the purpose of Don't Quit Your Day Job is to play on those old things you would see in old Hollywood when maybe someone isn't the best at what they're doing, but they'll say, don't quit your day job. And in a sense, it's kind of saying, in my way of looking at it, it's don't quit something that's making you money when you got something making you money until it's fully developed. So I think a lot of people are jumping out there and pursuing their, what we would call their 5 to 9, when in essence, sometimes you can do both until you get to where you need to be in the other one. So in this series, I plan to highlight people that are still doing both, people that did both and then kind of went off into just doing their 5 to 9. And today we have Shayna Mathews that will come on and talk about how she is doing both. She's a master cosmetologist and has been doing so for a while. And with that, she's kind of been able to jump out there and do other things that we'll hear about later today. So I'm just making sure that we're all ready to get started. Give us a few moments, but I'm just so happy you're joining us today. I think this is going to be very insightful. Over the time doing this series, I plan on bringing a lot of different people in. So we have people that are creatives, people that maybe started building a brand from scratch, or just different avenues in the creative space, as well as just in traditional business. So while you are all filing in, let me know where you're from. What do you do for a living? What made you click this video? I'm just very excited for everyone to be here right now, and we will get our conversation started soon. So give me one moment, and we will get this Mickey flick going. Thank you again, all that have taken the time out to watch this video. If you're watching the video after the live stream has been completed, be sure to like, comment, subscribe to my page, because it'll be more of this information coming, and I don't want you to miss out on things that can help you. But I could tell you a little bit about myself. So if you haven't seen my other videos, my name is Charity. I am originally from Washington, D.C. I grew up pretty much through the city, DCPS, and those educational systems. But in high school, my high school had 3 technologies. It was biotech, information tech, and then also we had a broadcast component. So with the broadcast component, that was more television, film, and then radio. So for me, I decided to just get in and do the broadcast side. From there, I learned how to edit. I learned the basics of filmmaking, the who, what, where, when, and why. So that's filmmaking and in news. I went on to college, to Wilberforce University, the first private HBCU. And while at Wilberforce, my major was mass communications, but I knew I needed more. So I decided to then go to grad school at Savannah College of Art and Design, where my main focus was in film directing. That's what brought me to Atlanta. And with the film directing, I've done a lot of independent short films. Of course, over the years, I would like to be further in my film career and do that full time. But for now, I do work full time. Ironically, I work full time in a more healthcare side of things for my 9 to 5. But all in my days of working in the healthcare sector, traveling, and doing those things for work, I've always stayed true to why I moved to Atlanta. And I'm always on someone's set. If I'm not directing, I'm first ADing, and just making sure that I'm always learning and thriving in that space. So this is coming from a real experience for me in the sense of being able to pursue one thing while still doing something day to day to make sure I make ends meet. But that does not stop me from being creative and doing what I need to do. So, what I'm excited about with this is being able to highlight other people that are working there, what they went to school for, or their 9 to 5, but then also being able to do other things they love. As we know, when we grow, we start to evolve and we like to do things that we may have never thought we would do. But that's what being a human is evolving, is growing, is seeing what you are able to do, even if you never thought that was something that you can do. So, guys, feel free while you're in here to get in the chat. Let us know where you're from so that we can make sure that we're tapping into different questions that you may have, even if you're not a creative. You may be able to help somebody else that is trying to do both. So let me go ahead and get Shayna in, and we will get this conversation started. And while you're in here, feel free to tell us where you're from. Where are you viewing from? I'm very interested in seeing where in the world these live streams are viewed. And what do you do for a living? What gets you up daily? What makes you want to go to work? What piques your interest? And why did you go into, say, whatever career you may be in? Because a lot of times we all have our reasons for what we do on a daily basis. And a lot of times they're unconventional. Maybe life experiences led you to what you do on a day-to-day basis, or you just always wanted to do something, and that's what got you into your current career path. I'm drinking my sparkling water today. And I think Shayna has entered the stage. She's laughing. She's always laughing. So I'm going to add her to the stage. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Life, girl.
I understand. Look, this is a perfect conversation to talk about life. So
Right.
thanks for joining us. You look nice. Oh, look at she got the beads going.
I just
Yes.
was lazy, didn't feel like taking them out.
And she's in the beauty industry, so she likes to try a lot of different things. So guys, she's gonna give us the tips and tricks. She thinks she's on here to talk about her dual careers, but really we're getting a tutorial. I'm joking. But what's up, Shayna? How you doing? I've been warmed up the crowd. I just kind of gave them a background of why I want to do these live series as far as in this particular subject matter. As you know, I moved to Atlanta for film. I moved to Atlanta just, pursuing that side of my career. But I kind of fell into working in the corporate world, which I never thought I would do, but in healthcare at that healthcare IT. So just showing how, like, in life, you may start wanting to do just one thing, but you may have to pivot. And there's
Right.
nothing wrong with that. And while pivoting, also being able to still pursue other interests that come up that you may not have ever originally thought that you would do. So we
Right.
just want to bring people on. I'm saying we like it's multiple, but I just want to start bringing people on to Charity in Motion because the goal of this page is one, to show my life in motion. I'm always on the move. I'm always doing something, but to also show that I'm traveling for work and doing a lot of things for work, but also still doing my film life. Like, the weekends are never always just my weekend. I may be actually working on the film
Right.
set or doing pre-production for my own stuff. So tell us about yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm Shay Mathews. I was born in New York. I'm Jamaican descent, proudly. I love my culture. I've been a licensed master cosmetologist. I know, like, boop, boop, boop. I've been a licensed master cosmetologist for 21 years now.
Wow.
Yes,
You're
and
only 20.
you said what happened?
You're only 20.
I know, right? I came out the womb working
Right.
in true Jamaican fashion.
Right. Right.
But and also a dance fitness instructor, founder of AfriFit. And that business will turn 2 in July. So
Oh,
I know, right?
it's crazy. I remember when you got that started.
Yeah. And you right here in this living room.
Right, right. So I'm thank you for coming on. Thank you for being my first guest. This is our inaugural episode. Where's the claps? Where's the claps? We're gonna get the crowd rolling. I can't find them. Where are they? But thank you for coming on today. So I just want to pick your brain, learn about your journey overall. But
Mhm.
first, I'm a music lover, and I know you're a music lover. We're going to start with, what is your theme song? So, what is a song, like, when you think about all of your journeys in life?
Oh my God.
What is a song that kind of explains your life story, the past, present, and even the future?
Past, present, and future.
Mm-hmm.
A song. Hmm. It might be Ratchet.
If it's ratchet, it's fine. Sing a little tune for the people.
It's not a song. It's a
Oh, okay.
rap song. It because I'm the type, like, I need to be hyped. Like, my life journey, you're talking about like life in general, just business journey,
Both. Because
just
that
all
makes
in a
up your
whole.
life.
Listen, I get pumped up by the most, like, real street type music. I can relate. So the
Okay.
song that's in my head is probably gonna throw a lot of people off. But DJ Yola, Lil Yola, I ain't gonna let up.
Oh, I was
Yes.
not expecting that.
I know that song word for word, bar for bar. And it's more than just talk about haters and stuff. But beat
Mhm.
for beat, I ain't gonna let them haters get to me.
Right, right, right.
I
No, 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 no,
literally,
no, no.
yes. And I, like, you can literally feel his energy through that song, even years later. Like, now they play, it's like people be singing that song with their chest.
Mhm.
And I like that because it reflects the journey of professionally and personally, of just as a whole. Like, I never let up, no matter how tough it was, no matter who, did or didn't support me or didn't understand the vision. I was told, some ideas didn't make sense, or why would you do that?
Mhm.
Um, or can she do that? Like, some people sat back and was like, I don't know, but she seemed positive, like she
Mhm. She's
seemed
still
like
doing
she's
it.
serious about it. And
Yeah.
then it's like, oh shit, she did it. And I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah, like, don't get it twisted. Like, it's not always gonna be rainbows and unicorns, but
Mhm.
like songs like that And anybody in that genre, like people who come from humble beginnings and like literally live the struggle life, like I can relate because I've always been somewhat of a loner and someone of like a rebel like spirit. Like if you tell me I can't do something, it's like I bet you I'll show you. You know, I'll
Right.
show you better than I can tell you. So that's why I chose that song.
What line out of the song do you reflect to the most? Like, I know the song is like, dun, 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 dun. The song is lit, but what line is the line in the song that's like, yeah,
I
this
just don't give a fuck.
because I'm all out with
Because
it.
I'm all out with it. The game ain't gutter, man. It's just a nigga city. You can't even wear a jersey. They try to peep your tag and smoke a blunt because you around too many crap. Go get yourself together. Go give your brain a bath. Go to church. Start listening. Get on the right path. You study long, you study wrong. You get it in or get gone. You live fake, you die fake. And that's just the way it goes. I can keep going like that. That right there sums it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Go get yourself together. Go get ready. Some people be so focused on other people's stuff, and it's like, go worry about you. If you truly are one with yourself, you wouldn't have time to be studying somebody else.
Exactly.
And most of the time, when people do that, they literally low key are inspired by you, but they're so insecure about their own insecurities that they take it out on you. Because it's like,
it's like, I'm not gonna support her because dang, I should be doing this, or why is her number so good? She may not have as many
or
people.
why her?
Yeah.
Or why her? I literally,
you know,
200, I don't know how many now on Instagram followers on my AfriThat, but you know, to have a packed out class or like just to show up and people enjoy. And then, you know, someone might have however many followers and been around for a while. And it's just like, well, why her? Just because I believe in myself and people feel my energy and they can tell like I'm passionate about it. So if you don't believe, like I feel like if you don't exude confidence, then other people not gonna, you know, buy into what you're doing. But
it's like, why invest in something that you don't even look like you're gonna continue to invest in for yourself?
Yes. And sometimes your confidence exposes where people lack. And some people, where I've learned like not to take it too personal because they just don't know how to celebrate others when they're in their season. And they don't even know what season you're in. Just because I'm packaged well and you know I present myself a certain way, you don't know what hell I'm going through behind the scenes to keep this stuff going.
Exactly.
So yeah, I ain't gonna let up.
I love it. I think, in knowing you personally, I think that song definitely reflects everything. Like, if y'all can't tell, she looks really tall on this screen. It's like, but like she like, she gonna get you regardless.
For real.
So thank you for that. Like, if somebody was to ask me what was my thing right now, I think it's a gospel song. I be singing this in the back of my head. I'm reaping that promise.
Oh gosh, that's a classic.
Okay, yeah, but enough about me. It's about you today. So yeah, thank you for that. But outside of that song and why you reflect to it, tell us a little bit about what your 9 to 5 is. It's not what people would think is like the traditional 9 to 5, but what is your 9 to 5? And we can kind of get into your transition to what you're doing right now.
So my primary 9 to 5 is being a hairstylist / entrepreneur, running a small business, my salon studio. And you said to speak more about it, like what that entails.
Yeah, like what got you, like what was something that made you want to be a hairstylist? You know, when you're a little kid, it's like, oh, when I grow up, I'm gonna do this. When I grow up, I'm gonna do this. What got you into cosmetology? And for 21 years, what has kept you in that, you know?
Okay. So hairstyling, I would say I noticed my gift when I was like 8. My mom said it probably started a little bit earlier than that, like daycare. She said basically she would drop us off at daycare, and my mom wasn't good at hair at all. My grandmother would like braid our hair. Sometimes we'll go over there. My grandmother would braid hair. But if my grandmother didn't do our hair, then yeah, we just had sideways ponytails, all
A
kinds of stuff
little, or the like the two with the one in the back, or the one with the two in the back.
in rotation.
Yep.
So my mom said she would drop us off at daycare and then pick us up, and my sister would have a different hairstyle, or I would have something. And she's
Mhm.
like, one time she just remembered like, where is Shayna and Tasha? And they were like right there in front of you. And she's like, that's not how they was when I dropped them off. And she's like, yeah, your daughter did their hair. So that's her, recollection of like when she
Mhm.
noticed it. But I would say 8 is when I like remember,
Mhm.
because that's when I started dabbling, like sneaking, using her curling iron and stuff. And I remember I burnt my forehead on picture day one time
Why are we
because
always burning our foreheads?
I don't, because we was whole, and I think you
Yeah.
know how black moms, what you doing? I probably jumped and hit my
Yep.
head,
Yep.
and I tried to do a little Temple curl bang, and it
Yeah.
was cute though. I had a high ponytail,
And the little,
curled the ponytail, then I tried to do the
yep, the
little
little
bang.
tendrils.
Yes, burnt my forehead, and she was like, "You still got to take your pictures." And I remember, she probably don't know this, but one time when she ordered the pictures, I got rid of them because they were.
Confessions.
It was embarrassing. I had this big burnt mark on the top of my head.
Uh,
So yeah, I was like, "You're not giving this to no family members." Like,
did you
no.
keep one though? You have to have that one,
She
so that,
probably got one.
but
I
you
don't
got rid of
know.
all the proofs and all the extra.
And as soon as I saw them, I was like,
Yeah, nah, we're
"We're
not
not."
doing this.
But so yeah, so 8, and then I would say like I would dabble in like ponytails, curling irons. Um, I would say middle school is when I start really getting into like experimenting with relaxers and color, and
Oh, you
actually
started early.
braiding with extensions and stuff. Then, I'm doing my own hair. So classmates and stuff will be like, oh, can you do my hair? Or people in the neighborhood. So I would do that.
Uh-huh.
Um, I did my own hair for like prom. And then I really, really, I would say maybe leave it to my mom. She said she recognized early I was sneaking makeup, but
Mhm.
I would say really kind of knowing what I was doing. Like by the time I was like a high school senior, I was already like beating my face down and doing a whole glam thing.
Oh,
At that
wow.
point, I've already experienced with chemicals, extensions, and makeup.
So from
So,
there, you just naturally went right into cosmetology?
so fun fact, I actually was a ROTC nerd in high school. So my goal was to go into the military, but my mom wasn't feeling that. And she's like, I
Yeah,
don't understand. Like, you've been doing this, you've been doing hair, you naturally are into, why not just try beauty school?
exactly, yeah.
So that was the deal. Like, just try it. If you don't like it, then consider that.
Yeah. So question, being
Mhm.
that you were super into ROTC and your mom kinda got you to pivot, do you still sometimes in the back of your mind think about going the route with ROTC as an option?
Sometimes, yeah. Because
Because
I'm like, at least I probably could be on freaking this, what they call medical discharge,
yep,
and
yep.
give me a check.
Every month,
You
yeah.
know, like a good retirement plan. Looking back, I'm like, yeah, sometimes, but sometimes I do wonder. I'm like, I wonder if I would have made it, knowing myself how competitive I was naturally,
Mhm.
I think I would have made it to like an officer and, did some great things. Um, but then there's another half, because at the time when I graduated, this is when, our Afghanistan war stuff was going on.
Mhm.
So that was
So it's
another
not a good
reason
time.
why,
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of detoured, because like, you don't want to be in the middle of that now.
right.
And then I did have former classmates that did pursue it. And then I
Mhm.
got to see firsthand on what actual PTSD is like. When
Yeah.
you know somebody and they come back and they not right, that affects you differently. So
You
I
would have
say
been a different person, and
I
then,
could
like,
have been
what
a
you're
different
doing
person.
now may not
Exactly.
even have been in that story? Like we think about what could have been in a
Right.
sense, but it's never like where you are now, it wouldn't have been. You wouldn't have had the
Right.
life that you live. So it's like a double-edged sword in a sense because you would have been able to get the benefits, but on the other side, would it have been fun?
Right.
So with doing hair, what doors have that open for you? And like what are three things that stood out to you that made you say, I can do this for 21 years?
So doors that have been open for me, like cool things doing hair. First of all, started my professional career in Atlanta. So it's like
Mhm.
Atlanta is like the hair capital. And
Right.
back then, to be considered a hairstylist, like you kind of had to know how to do everything.
Mhm.
So then I was doing the quick weaves, the sew-ins, braid, like every single thing. And then I was part of the transition where it became like we started to zone in on your niche and master that. That's when we
Mhm.
we recognize you don't get burnout as much when you focus on a specialty.
Yeah.
So that's when it came a separation of, oh, you're a braider, oh, you're a weaveologist, or you're this, you're that.
Mhm.
So, but during that time when I was doing everything, here I would say I had like my first opportunities of like working on sets, like doing makeup stuff for video vixens, that video vixen
Now,
era.
what's your favorite video that you worked on? I didn't know that. What video?
It was a model for Mario.
Oh.
Yes. And that was, yeah, that was one of my like first, I would say, real celebrity crushes.
So
So
you were
I
on
was like
set, you was
happy and
basically
low
looking
key jealous that
at
I'm doing her makeup so she go see my me. So I was low key jealous. But I got to have like I think that was my first official like publication like work. And then um yeah, just those type of opportunities like landed into like platform work with like um hair care lines and hair tools and products and stuff. So like H2 Pro, that's a OG, like that's when ceramics was like the wave. Everybody's jumping. I don't know if you remember the red plate
Yeah,
ceramic.
yeah.
H2 Pro was like the OG of ceramic irons. And so the salon I worked in at the time, I would say we had really, really good stylists. Like everybody in there was bomb. And the
Mhm.
thing is, being a young stylist with some OG stylists, people don't notice, but there was a time where the hair industry could be very cutthroat and
Mhm.
very like almost like hazing type stuff. When you're a young stylist,
Like really prove yourself, watch your journey.
yeah, people
I've
will
been here
take
since
your
a hot
clients off your
comb.
seat. They will use your stuff. Like
Mm.
you had to, so I feel like that kind of helped develop me into being even more
Yeah.
aggressive and assertive because like you like
You had to be on top of your business. It wasn't just a booking site and
yeah, we didn't even have that then. We
yeah,
had to go off of word of mouth,
and
handing
walking.
out flyers,
Up.
giving business cards, and not like going door to door and actually recruiting people. So even being in that transition from then to now is where sometimes I'm like, dang, I remember when we didn't even have to post mugshots
Mhm.
on social media. We gotta,
The mug shots. Hold on, how
yeah,
y'all
we get everybody front,
that
back,
shield?
side.
Or the little shield they be putting on people.
Yes.
They be like this.
And then have to have your logo showing. You got
Yeah.
to do a whole theatrical thing now. Like
Yeah.
you're not just a hairstylist, you're a therapist, you're a videographer, photographer, um, content creator. Like you're
Mhm.
doing so many things now, which
Yeah.
yeah.
So I know I asked another question, but I feel like those skills have helped in the modern world. So going from the word of mouth and just
Mhm.
naturally having to be good, what skills out of social media, what skills do you think benefits you the most in your day to day now?
For
So having
like
to
day to
create
day.
videos, creating logos, creating all of the things, like what have you taken from the social media world that you think is helping you now with your 5 to 9? I know we haven't gotten there, but what from those skills is helping with the new?
So you're saying like the video and all of
The
that.
videos, the content creation, the having to really stage and do reels, how has that helped you from hair to beyond?
Um, I would say that because I've always been kind of comfortable with talking to people. So that's
Yeah.
not like my struggle. Like I can talk to strangers all day.
Mhm.
Um, but it taught me to be open to pivoting
Mhm.
because these skill sets, like when you're thrown into something, like basically we're in a society where if you didn't post it, it didn't happen. Or if you don't show pictures of your work, you can't do it.
Right.
So it
Or
kind
30
of like,
followers is not credible.
yes.
Mhm.
So in a way, it just taught it helped me be more open-minded about a new way of marketing myself and also using more of my personality, like kind of tying in my personal identity with the brand. Because I come from an era where it wasn't that. It was just hair by whoever, and you go to that stylist. You don't know what your stylists do outside of hair. You don't know, they just doing your hair, and then it's like
That's it.
chop
It's a
shop.
transactional
Yeah.
relationship. Yeah.
But it's like now I notice people want to see the person behind the brand. And
Mhm.
that's when I feel like I got the most support when they saw I'm an actual human being that love what I do, knowledgeable about what I do, and I
Mhm.
actually care about the integrity of your hair. Like I'm not one of them, oh, it's gonna look good, but then your hair falling out, and I don't have a regimen to prescribe you. Like
Mhm.
we went to school for this. Well, I come from the era where we proudly went to school for this and got certified. We had to go in front of a state board. That was a
Yeah.
real thing and still is, but it kind of just forced me to kind of like understand the power behind social media, how it's free marketing. I
Mhm.
can post a picture today at a certain time, not even realizing that the algorithm has just pushed me up to like people who were looking for somebody with locks or natural hair. And I probably didn't even think much of that post when I created it, but then that's the one that goes viral. And then you see
The
like,
least amount of time you put overthinking it, it kind of thrives because it's the most authentic a lot of the time.
right,
And
right.
I've like just with, I mean, we're on social media now. I think a lot of people are leaning more into the authentic, the oh, you're a real person type of stuff. The aesthetic things are kind of like fizzling out, which I appreciate because most of us are a hot mess behind the camera. And
Mhm,
I think it's cool for people to see the duality of how people function and not
mhm.
just this is me on. I'm on.
Right,
No, we're not. Nobody is on that much. And if you're
right,
on that much, what are you doing to make you on? It
right,
might not be too natural.
right.
So I in the description I put that you're a master cosmetologist, but now you're mastering movement. So
Mhm.
tell us about your 5 to 9 and where was that birth from? So we know you went to school, you studied, you had a natural passion for hair care, but as you got older, not saying you just started dancing, but
Mhm.
kind of where did AfriFet come from?
So AfriFet was literally birthed out of, I would say, survival.
Mhm.
Because me, when I'm in a state of where I isolate myself, when I'm going through whatever life has thrown at me and I'm trying to figure it all out, that's
Mhm.
typically when I become my most creative and I start thinking like, okay, I'm in this situation. What can I do to get out of it? So at that time, I was struggling with the fact that for one, I got divorced. I had two streams of income, and that extra income is no longer. How can I still sustain the lifestyle that I've been accustomed to for the past decade? You know, so I'm like, I can't do this with just doing hair. I need to figure out something else. So I started just brainstorming on like skill sets that I'm just not utilizing that I could monetize on. And I'm
Mhm.
like, dancing, duh. Like for years, people have been telling me like, you should be teaching dancing. Oh, I love how you dance. I love this and that. And I was like, well, I don't want to just like teach dance movements. I also been very active and athletic. I ran track in high school. I was in ROTC. I ran for fun sometimes.
Ran for fun.
Yeah, and some of those activities I stopped when I was married. My ex-husband, he got into fitness heavy, like I would say in the middle of our marriage. But in the beginning, he wasn't really about, like, he would try to run, but he couldn't keep up. So he was just like, so we kind of just, you adapt your spouse's habits, I guess. And he was
Yeah.
more of like a foodie culture. He wanted to travel to go eat places. So that's
Mhm.
when I kind of like slowly started drifting away from the running, and then living in Texas and that heat and stuff, I just kind of lost the passion.
Mhm.
So I feel like my divorce kind of pushed me into, like, for one, rediscovering myself again on what Shay actually likes. What can I do now that I don't have to consult with anybody. It's just me. I can be creative. And I said, I'm passionate about fitness. I love to dance. I want to put the two together.
Mhm.
But I want to do it in a creative way that's different from all the other dance fitness
Dance
classes.
fitness.
So I wanted to like actually incorporate, like create an environment so where people who not from the Caribbean diaspora can feel welcome and feel like, oh, I can do this. Or I may not know what they saying all the time, but
Mhm.
if I can break stuff down and let them know, okay, guys, this song, this is where the artists come from. This is their native, I wouldn't say language because most of them speak
Or like
like
more like dialect or
but like,
slang.
yeah, their dialect, they're more like Creole based, or broken English, or this is what the song is saying. So typically music, it crosses all barriers. You can listen to something that in a whole completely different language and you still feel it.
Mhm.
So I like teaching that aspect of it, is like creating an environment for people to just feel free and actually work out.
Mhm. So
Like
give
you
us an example of an AfriFet class. Like, what are the different dynamics or music? Because you spoke on, you may not understand the music or the dialect, but what are the music in dialect so people watching will know to check out AfriFet when they in
right.
Atlanta or
So
YouTube?
AfriFet, the whole name in itself is kind of like I'm very proud of not just my Jamaican roots, but I actually studied my ancestry of who we were before we were Jamaican. And
Mhm.
a lot of Caribbeans miss that part. We're African first, you
Yeah.
know. So my ancestry traced from Nigeria, Igbo tribe. So I've always, like, once I found that out, I went down a rabbit hole for years, studying Nigerian culture, eating the
Embrace it.
food, yes, doing all of that. And then with AfriFed, I'm like, okay, Afri, I just cut off the word like African. And then
Mhm.
Fet is a Caribbean term for like a party, a gathering. So put it together like an African party kind of thing. So that's the vibes that I wanted to go with, where I'm tying in the African roots with the Caribbean and then
Mhm.
infusing the two. So what you will expect is like the different dialects and stuff. You're gonna hear Afrobeat. So it
Uh-huh.
can be some artists from Nigeria or Ghana, um, that genre of music. Or it could be like a Caribbean tune from like St. Lucia or Dominica. Those two islands, they have Creole, the
Is
Creole
their base language.
yep,
Yeah.
in their patois. So it's a mixture. Um, and then of course you're gonna hear some dance hall, reggae, Jamaican music. And what else do I play? I throw in, like, especially this year, I'm planning to throw some more Latin inspired, like do a little bit of reggaeton or something. But yeah, it's like a blend of all. And then I try my best to incorporate the movements that represent those islands. So when the people who participate in my class, not only you getting a good workout in, but there's some moves that you can take to like an actual party
Party.
or
Mhm.
an event, and you won't feel like, okay, how am I
I've
supposed to
never
move?
heard this song before.
Right.
And I will say, just speaking on your class, like she mentioned earlier, she was mentioning wanting to start the business. I was on my way to Carnival in St. Thomas, and I was like, "Ooh, let's practice what you're going to teach on me," because it was just one of those things where I wanted to be sure that I didn't look crazy. I'm familiar with soca music, growing up in DC, going to DC Carnival, but to be a participant in it, I thought was going to be different. And I just wanted to make sure I knew the songs. I went to Rum Punch and partied with all y'all Caribbeans. Hello, guys. I partied with y'all, but I think it was going to be a difference being at a carnival and actually like really being immersed in the culture and just learning the significance of it's not just a party, like Shayna always says, it's not just a party, it's celebration of freedom. So I think that was one of the key things I enjoyed about you starting this business was your showing the fun side, but also, like you're saying, explaining the depths and everything about it. I wanted to show the people I can't really play the music, of course, but I just want to show some of the energy that you're going to get when you go to an AfriFet class. Let me get something pulled up. We have a couple videos from the last class. Let me present it. And I just want to, show the people what they get if they take the time. Oh, it's not going to show me here. I'm going to have to show my screen. Let me show my whole screen so y'all can kind of get an idea of what you will get going to a AfriFet party. And I think for me, just seeing the evolution of it, you're able to, we're not doing that. I won't be able to because it's going to have me quit out of Google Chrome to redo it. So we'll definitely drop some links. And I'm going to also make sure to collaborate this live with your page because you do have a lot on your YouTube and everybody will be able to see what's going on. So I do have a few questions because she actually is going to a fit tonight. So
girl, and I have to tell you offline what happened on my way coming here. You talk about
pivoting.
I might be pivoting into artist management apparently, because I just booked somebody for this party tonight. So now I gotta go.
Oh, so basically what's happening, guys, Atlanta Carnival is Memorial Day weekend. Come turn up. It's a great time, whether you're Caribbean or Caribbean adjacent, or you got a handful of friends. You heard that one song last year that you liked. Join the party. But there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about, especially with you. I wouldn't call this your 5 to 9, but it is your 5 to 9 because it's more of like it's not your main,
right? It's not my main source of
money maker. Yeah. Right. So
Right.
with this being your 5 to 9 AfriFet and your 9 to 5 being hair, how do you manage them both? Because I want people to get out of these lives the general idea of you can do both until you're comfortable enough to just let one go. A lot of times I'm speaking to myself, being able to just kind of jump right into film fully. But what are some tips and tricks, or what is your day in the life, since everybody loves day in the lives, that you utilize that you could drop a couple gems to the people so they'll understand what they can do pursuing a different type of career?
Right. So balance is everything. One of the things that I don't like is when people like they promote the whole team no sleep thing, and then people feel like they're not working hard enough because they do choose rest over continuing to do, stuff over and over again.
Go. You don't have to go all the time.
Yeah, because the burnout is real. And I have to tell myself this all the time because unfortunately there's seasons where you do work harder than other seasons. So for me, because of the things that's going on in the economy, hair slows down, because unfortunately I have two businesses that are considered a luxury. It's not a necessity. So this is what people do to enhance their looks and to have a good time. When you're in a situation where you have to choose, either I'm going to look good or feel good, or I'm going to pay some bills, or I'm going to go find the alternative route by watching a YouTube video and learn how to do it myself. Or I can go on YouTube and look up somebody's dance class on YouTube and do that for the night. You know, there's things like that
where you're not spending extra money.
So the thing is understanding that it's gonna be seasons like that, and you gotta be open to like pivoting. It might be times like in my own situation. I have 2 businesses, but there are times where I dabble in getting part-time jobs just to stay afloat. That's a real thing. And people don't want to like show that side of it. It's cool when you up because there's seasons where you are up. You can ball out of control. And then there's some seasons where you need to stay inside. And people don't get that part because unlike a 9-to-5 that is with a corporation, whether you are busy as a company or not, you still gonna get your paycheck. Me, if my clients don't come in, like for example, the storm we had, there's no income coming in. You can't work, but you still got to pay for your rent, and you know that keeps going. So I would say like the way I try to balance it out is so day in a life. Okay, I could be booked. Let's do like a whole week view. All right. So typically, like I would say the busiest time, prime times in the hair business is like Thursday, Friday, Saturday is like your prime. Close to the weekend when people got stuff going on. And of course, things kind of shifted since COVID when people are remote. Because I got remote workers that be coming in getting their hair done while they on their computer. Hold on, I gotta get on. And I'm like, wait.
Have your hair done and you on the camera. Yes, I did the report. Yes.
So that's my 9-to-5. However, the good thing is I am able to make my own schedule. So what I do to try to have a balanced life is I'll try to book my schedule to where I give time to myself in the morning. So I'm like, okay, I gotta get my workout in before I do anything else because I don't want to. If I don't do it, I'm not gonna go.
Yeah.
So I'll schedule that first. Then I'll take my clients. And then I don't want to be in the salon too late. So I have a cutoff time. Depending on what the service is, my last client will come at 5:30 or 6 o'clock.
Okay.
So I want to be out by 7:30 at the latest during the weekday. Some days a little like depending on the weekend, definitely like I'm out by 4. But where I have to kind of squeeze in like things for the dance business, I have to come up with routines. I have to create playlists and then test it out, see what works. And I typically like to do that in like my downtime. So like it might look like instead of me doing cardio on the treadmill or doing my 4-mile walk, my cardio is going to be an hour of dancing because I need to come up with these routines
for your class. And that's a part of building your business. So you're able to work on yourself physically while also preparing for your 5 to 9.
Right.
So it's almost like really showing that it is your passion and not just, let me bust a 1-2 and that's it. You're actually benefiting from what you're giving to people.
Right. And then I schedule it to where like right now, I don't have the capacity to do this like 4 or 5 times a week. I think I will be burnt out. So I like the idea of doing bi-weekly classes on Saturday and probably 1 class in the evening during the weekday. I think that's enough. To give you an idea of why I feel that's enough is because to have a whole hour class full, you need at least 14 to 16 routines. So that's a lot of songs to memorize and a lot of movements. And then you want to switch it up. So
you don't want it to be the same
things over the time. So it's a lot to put into it. And then you got to be creative. So
do you ever get inspiration from the fets that you go to as far as what dances to add to your routines?
Yes.
So what's a move right now that you like, I got to use that you see the girls doing or even the guys?
What is a move? I don't want to think it's a new move, but my favorite moves, I love bringing anything down to the ground. I just feel like that's a
Ever
show.
gonna have you tooting that thing up, making it roll?
Yes, I'm always gonna do that because I feel like it's the most freeing movement, and the look and the joy on women's faces when you do it,
Right.
it's like for some reason women get so excited. They be like,
It's like,
"Hey,
oh,
yeah!"
hold up. Let me show you what
If
I can
you bust
do.
a split, if you do the little what we call like the little push-up move where you drop down and
And
then you
then,
kind of roll
yeah,
yourself up, that gets people going. So I'm like, there's those wow factor moves that I call like you got to throw a little something like that in there.
a little spice.
Right, right. Or kicking the leg out. You know, Caribbean people love twirling around in a circle with their legs extended out, with their
That
flag in the air. That's like, yes. So that's why I like bringing these type of things in because I'm like, these classic moves you can do at any soca party and you'll blend right in. So that's
right.
why I like to mix it in with the routine so they can have something that they can take out.
That is true. Her classes are, it's funny because both of your businesses, your 5 to 9 and your 9 to 5, are functional things. You
Mhm.
want to look good and feel good, but it's not just about looking good and feeling good. You're making sure the hair is healthy so that it's a longevity. But then
Right,
when you go to the Ash Fat class, you're benefiting your body by feeling good. Look, it's going to make your body look good. You know, you're going to
right,
get the Coke bottle, but at the
right.
same time, it's a freeing event. You're feeling just more motivated to want to move your body more. So your jobs almost is like a service, even though you said it's a luxury, it is a service
Mhm.
to people. And when you are able to just kind of give back to people and allow them to see themselves in a different light, that's always good. Does those things fulfill you, or do you feel like sometimes it's like, man, I could quit today?
I've been feeling more like the quit today with hair, to be honest, a lot lately. I feel
Mm,
like I don't know if it's because of how long I've been doing it, and the shift now has become more of a hustle. And it's like it's not flowing. And I'm like, I'm too old. I don't want to be
girl,
you come like nah, like
ready? I got
I'm
your standing appointment for next
yeah, and it's
Wednesday.
wear and tear on your body. Like so
Mhm.
many styles that have been doing hair as long as I have a lot of back problems, a lot of hand problems like carpal tunnel.
Mhm.
Um,
Arthritis, I'm sure.
yes, and it's becoming real taxing
Mhm.
and feeling more like a
Like,
job.
do you feel burnt out? And like,
Yes, I feel very burnt
when
out.
you feel like that, how do you handle it? Do you cancel people's appointments, or
No, so if I catch like when I start to feel a certain way, especially depending on like the kind of week it is, I will block myself off. Like I'm like,
Mhm.
you know what? I need this day to myself, or I need to block off and work a half a day because people don't realize the other side of it. When I say we're also therapists, a lot
Okay.
of people come to a place like a hairstylist and they dump a lot of their personal things on you. And it's not that they don't care about your feelings, it's just they're comfortable.
Mhm.
And you do develop like somewhat of a friendship or a bond with some of your clients than others. So some of the stuff that they dump on you can affect you. And it
Because
hasn't
you
happened to
care
me
about them.
recently, but like there was a time years ago when I was still in Houston, I had a client who was in a very bad domestic violence situation.
Mhm.
And she was like lighter than you. So when she came with like a literally
Yeah.
purplish thing, and I'm like, what happened? Did you get in a car accident? It was that bad. And she's
Like
like, no.
purple and also turning green, like underneath. Yeah.
Yes. And right, this bone right here was
Mhm.
fractured. That's how hard
Oh,
he punched her.
wow.
And my natural reaction is like, I'm ready to pull up on this dude. And
Right.
call some people
Right.
like, because you don't do it, didn't know that he did it in front of their kids. That
Mhm.
stuff right there, I had to take home and process. Like, what do you do?
And how
And
do
then the
you
fact
report it
that,
without
right. And then
affecting
you
their
give
life?
advice, the
Yeah.
best way you can. I'm not a therapist. I don't know. All I know is you need to get the heck on. But
Yeah.
in a situation like that, when you got kids, you don't just, go. So
Mm.
I hated the fact that she had to like maneuver like how she would book appointments or even have to lie about the amount it costs because he controlled that much. Like if I had a price set, she would tell me to tell her more because if I tell her a certain price, he's going to send the exact dollar amount with no tip.
Yeah.
And then he
So
would drop
your
her
role,
off and pick her up.
so
And
your
then when
role
she picked,
extended I'm just doing your hair and we might have a couple of kikis. It turned really into I have to move a certain way for her and her livelihood over. Oh wow.
and
So yeah.
protect her because it could be something as small as like, because this woman, she was just naturally gorgeous and she didn't know that about herself. That's how
Mm,
you could know he had already did the damage. She was
right.
naturally pretty, had nice hair. She wanted to try something new for once. So
Hmm.
she was like, I'm thinking about doing this. And the first thing he say when he picked her up is like, well, where are you going? Why are you trying to look so? And it was just like, you just ruined her whole
Her
confidence because you
aura.
want her to stay homely looking.
Right. So as a
God
stylist,
forbid
how do
she
you
put on a
navigate
dress.
that? Like how do you like it's like you didn't did her hair, he come to pick her up, he says that to her, he tears her down. How do you jump in? Like where like or do you just kind of have to let it
So anytime something would happen in front of me, and I'm like, I was like, well, I suggested that. I said, look at her features. She's beautiful. This
Mhm.
complements her look. So I would like empower her in front of him and
Right.
kind of like tighten up, bro. Like get off of her like that. Like I don't. That's a trigger for me because I
Yeah.
can stand up for myself for sure. But to see somebody in that place where they're scared to advocate for themselves, it had me question a lot of times because I'm like the fact that she's scared and then eventually had stopped coming. I don't know if it's something he saw because at one point when she stopped coming for a while, she did message me and was like, I just don't feel comfortable because he goes through my phone and he knows I've been talking about him and I don't want him to like retaliate against you. I'm
Right.
like, is that a warning?
Right.
Okay.
And did she send it?
Right.
Wow. So yeah, it's almost like it's beyond the chair and
Yes, it gets
situation.
deep sometimes. And that's the part that I feel like just not just doing hair and being there and taking in all this energy and there's days that you just don't have it in you, but I can't do your hair with a sad face or sometimes you do disassociate while you're doing hair. You thinking about
Your
okay,
own business.
your own stuff, but you got to put on a smile. So that's why
Mhm.
even now I feel like that also affects me in my personal life because I have friends that be like, I would never know. Like you just be your regular self every
Yeah.
time I'm around you. And I'm like, because I
You
have
don't want to
to.
put that on. It's I think you feel like people from the chair put that on you, so you feel like you don't want to put it on
Other
other
people.
people. So
And
it's
then
almost like you
having,
gotta hold it in and
mhm.
then the cycle continues. But your let out, is it dancing?
Yes, it's one of them for
Mhm.
sure.
I think that's good. I never thought about it in that way. You always hear the saying like the stylist chair is like therapy or girl talk, but it's deeper than that. And we
Mhm.
never see that side of it. And I think that's what you appreciate from stylists from like your era and before. They understand the connection where I mean, I'm gonna ask the question. How do you feel about these TikTok, Instagram, click here for this appointment, but add everything that should be included stylist? Because I feel like after I did that, at this point, just slang my hair together so I can
Yeah.
go. You don't
It
even want to
irritates me. I don't like you got to add on a shampoo. I'm like, I don't like none of it. And I'm very vocal and I don't care what the other stylists say. But that's the first thing you learn in beauty school
Mhm.
is shampooing is sanitation. Just
Yeah.
like when you go to the doctor's office before they give you that little needle or
They wipe you
they
down.
clean the area, right?
Yeah.
So we are taught you have to clean that scalp. You got to clean the hair. That's sanitation. You can't depend on, oh, I wash my hair at home. Even if a client said I wash my hair at home, I'm like, oh, that's okay. We're gonna at least shampoo it once then in this
Yeah.
bowl. because I don't know what you use. And then if
And
the
then we
product
don't
is
even get the way. Like I literally
right,
washed my hair the other day, and yesterday I was like, oh, I just want to see how long it is. So I'm going through it, and I be having dry scalp, like you didn't do my hair, and I'm doing it like, oh, I missed a spot. So it's
right,
like, again, it's a luxury. Let
right.
the
The
professionals be the
professional do
professional.
what you do. And I
Yeah.
feel like you're not a professional if you can literally allow a client to come in your chair and you don't offer that service. That's part of the service.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's part of the.
I'm pro, if you're not gonna shampoo and condition, you definitely should take off because that's not a full service. I'm sorry.
Right.
So yeah. And I feel like if you go to somebody like that, don't complain if the treatment is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Call them out, and ask
Yeah.
them for sure, like, what am I paying for? Um,
Exactly. And my last question, I think we went through everything. And again, thank you for coming on the first episode. But what is some advice that you would give to people that I guess went the traditional route? Some would say the safe route into just getting a degree, getting a certification, but then wanting to branch out. What advice do you give to people that are thinking about the pivot or trying to do them at the same time and figure out what's next? Like, what do you tell them?
one, definitely don't quit until the revenue is coming in enough for you to sustain your lifestyle, because it is the most depressing thing to be in a situation where you don't know where your next dollar is coming from.
Mhm.
Once that business, that baby that you deciding you want to give birth to, like once it's like to that point where you like, I could live off of this, then go ahead and take that leap. But hang on to it. Or if you may not want to do a full time, maybe at least a part time,
Mhm.
depending on what type of business you're in.
Like, if it's
And
not a revenue creating position, like some
right,
jobs, like some 5 to 9s are something that you could sell and you could get money for. But if it's a
right.
service or a class, that's not always necessarily the thing
Mhm.
until that word of mouth. I think we're going back to traditional stuff. The word of mouth
Right,
kicks back in.
right. And then just master what it is that you are wanting to do. If you know it's a field that has high in demand and it's popular, especially like for me, I'm a hairstylist. Atlanta is full of hairstylists. What is going to set you apart? So
Mhm.
master your craft, but then find a way that's where you're going to like what's going to set you apart from the next person that does the same thing you do.
Mhm.
And then also, I know people hear it all the time, and you hear this in every success story. Any celebrity when they tell their story, they're like, I did not give up. That's a real thing. There are times where you're going to tell yourself, I'm done, I'm tired. But if you really want to see it come to pass, take a break, reset, but don't let it go. Don't let
Rest
nobody talk.
must
Yes.
quit.
Don't let nobody talk you out of it because it don't make sense to them. Be mindful of the people that's around you. This is where things get a little tricky because it's just like the same thing I tell my friends when they're single and they get engaged. There's a shift that happens when you're friends. Some
Mhm.
friends don't know how to maintain a friendship when they got a new man. It becomes my man, my man, my man, my man, my man, and they forget they had a whole life before that man. So, same thing with your business. It's like you're going to have to now start surrounding yourself with other entrepreneurs, with other creative thinkers because they get you. Y'all live in the same um life pretty much.
Yeah.
Me explaining this to prime example, my ex-husband. We used
Mhm.
to go at it about a lot of stuff because he did not understand. And there were times where he's like, you just need to let it go. It's not making money. Yeah, this season, but you wasn't saying that when it was up, like so I'm like, why should I give up now? Because you don't understand.
Mhm.
And the fact that I'm willing to still pursue it at sometimes not even making it, just breaking even, that
Yeah.
shows you the passion is there.
Mhm.
So just not giving up if it's something you truly want. Master your craft, don't quit, surround yourself with positive people, and sometimes learn when to not talk too much about your vision.
That's the one right there.
Yeah,
Like all of the other ones, like we know, we hear it all the time,
right.
but when you talk too much, sometimes it kind of like taints you when people aren't as excited about whatever you're talking about, or where they don't understand exactly what you're trying to do. And they're like, I don't know if you should do that. Why are you doing that? What's the point? The
Right.
point is, this is the foundation. And when it
Right.
blows up,
Right.
you don't want to see that at the table too. So
Right.
I definitely, that's a really a good one to think about. Like, even with this YouTube page, like and subscribe while y'all watching. But with this YouTube page, like for me, as a filmmaker, as a creative, I always was like, I don't know if I would do good at that. As much as I'm a people person and I love to talk, it's awkward being on camera sometimes. And I
Yeah.
think recording yourself, I think, is even more awkward when you walking down the street. Like when we was at Piedmont that day, you like, hey guys.
We're walking Piedmont Park.
We're walking today. Oh my gosh, the leaves are on the ground. So it's like kind of just taking yourself out of your own comfort zone and like stop. Get out of your own head, get out of your own way. Because a lot of the times people like, you should have been did this. A couple of people was like, I'm so happy you're finally putting yourself out there. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I always take pictures, I always do videos, but I've never put them together into a package. Or I always thought like, oh, I'm just going to work. Girl, you was just in Arizona. I mean, I was there for work, but then when I'm now looking back at the footage and putting out the vlogs, I'm like, dang, like I wasn't just at work. I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, see things you never would have seen or paid your own money to go see. So I think having the excitement of the mundane things of life while pursuing is also another tidbit to go with it, like understanding the, what is it, the ways and means, or the ebbs and, what is it, the ebbs and flows, whatever, they be
these things,
all of the sayings in those books.
Yeah.
And do all the things that you want to do. We only got one life to live. And we see now with even like Tiana Taylor, she's multi-hyphenated. That didn't come from her just saying, well, I came into this just as a dancer. I'm only supposed to be a dancer.
Right.
And now you're a dancer, a singer, a filmmaker, an actress, a So, and I think for you, it's the same thing. Like you went into one thing, like originally, possibly ROTC. You would have got into the Army and been like, but actually, I think I want to do drone flying while doing hair. But you were able to just do hair, all of the little things in between that we probably didn't even get to touch on, and deep dive into now using your culture as your pedestal to start a fitness class, which we know we all need to be moving our body.
Yes.
So I think do it all. Do it scared.
Yes, do it scared, do it sad. Sometimes just you seeing something that you built from scratch, it gives you that boost to keep going, because you get to say, I did that, I created that. And then when you get to see other people enjoying what you created, it's a whole different feeling.
It feels good. And then it's also just that joy. Like, I don't have kids, but it's also that thing of like, look at my baby. Look at what I did. I made that. So
I love when I get people that's not like Caribbean and they bust a move and they like, oh, okay. Or when I hand the mirror and my client's acting so dramatic, like they see themselves before, and just something like that, a text like, oh my gosh, when I went to work, I got so many compliments, or my husband loved it, girl. You know, like I love all of those things. That's what kept me going all these years when I wanted to quit, because just when I'm thinking about, somebody will text me and then it'll be like, girl, I'm gonna have to send you extra tip money because this right here, you know, it just be those little moments, and I'm like, you have no idea, I just crashed out.
2 seconds ago.
Remember the little I don't know what little meme thing that they was doing. They like entrepreneurs in the middle of a meltdown, and you like they show somebody sliding down the wall crying, then somebody just booked an appointment, and then you like, I'm back in business again.
It was like Jerry Bruckheimer, like the end of a movie, like and then like and then it'll be like, oh, did that go?
It really be like that though. You'll be looking at your week stuff, you be like, where are the people at? How you go from having $100 in your bank account, and then by Thursday it's like $2,000. That's so weird.
Look.
That's weird. It's weird,
Yeah.
and people don't get it because
Yeah.
they'll see you living certain things, and it's just like sometimes you be like, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
And be
I've,
okay.
I've gotten to that point, and it's crazy because I feel like I'm making more money than I have been in my life, but at the same time, you know, the more money you make, more, and I know we can't quote this man, but more money, more problems.
Oh my gosh.
But like, more money, more
No
problems.
Diddy.
More money, more problems. And also, like, you start to invest more into yourself. It's like, oh, I got a couple dollars. Oh, I'm gonna buy this to do X, Y, and Z. So, like last year, I came up on some funds, and it was like, oh, my computer just blanked out on me. I need a new computer. Without this new computer, I would not be here right now. And I knew that if I didn't jump on dropping the money on that computer, I would have gave up, like, oh, well, I guess it wasn't meant for me to do the content. Let me go on about my normal day. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. We are like, I'm right now finally about to shoot my short film that I wrote 2 years ago. And then for work, I travel every week. I actually just won a trip for work for like a leisure thing. So it's, like you said, seeing the fruits of your labor actually come together is like, that was not for nothing. Like, that was meant for you to go through that, so that once you're done, you laugh at the situation. It's like, all right, what's the next challenge? Praying that it ain't too crazy, but it helps over time.
Right. And don't forget to squeeze that in, like, even if you can't do the big trip, even if you can't splurge that season, just do something to give back to yourself, because chasing a dream, pursuing a dream, and having to balance a 9 to 5, it's gonna consume you somewhere down the line. But it's just learning how to balance it out and when to say, okay, I need to reset, rest, and don't feel like you're
overly, like, take pride in what you do, but don't let it be the end all be all to your life.
Long as you get there, it don't matter how long it took you to get there. It's like, just get there at your time. Don't compare. There's people who've been doing, who look like they're doing better than you. You have no idea what type of stuff. I've seen all kinds of stuff in my industry, all kinds of scam type stuff, all types of disgusting things, and people paying top dollars. I'm talking about, I've seen celebrity stylists using dirty needles and recycled hair, telling people, oh, you need 4 bundles and using 3 so they can keep one for themselves. Like, I've seen a lot of stuff. So what gets me upset is when you have OG stylists like myself, and there's still more of us that exist that do wash your hair, condition, don't charge you more for it. Make sure they're using the stuff they're supposed to use, and it's not something that they just shook off from the pile of hair in the corner of their suite and then combed your hair with it. Like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So just because they, glitz and glam, oh, they did so-and-so hair. You're somebody. Right. I treat my clients just like I would treat anybody else. Like, I don't care who you are. To be honest, I know this is going over, but that's one thing about me too, from being able to work with people like that. Like, the industry people are not my favorite at all. I would turn down. I would rather have a loyal, regular client, regular hardworking.
Your 9 to 5 worker.
Yes, a 9 to 5 worker that comes to me faithfully, then I will not cancel them to take a whoever. No.
Right. And I feel like a lot of the celebrities want to barter only because they're a celebrity. Like, well, you could say I did your hair and that's going to get X, Y, and Z people to want to do your hair. And it's like, that's not going to be my deal right now.
And you don't want more of them, because then they're going to think, again, more free work, just to say.
Like that one girl, she keeps coming up on my timeline. I'm trying to figure out how to take her off. But that Peach girl, oh my God, it's just too much. Like, how you getting them to pay you for them to do your hair and thousands of dollars in cash. Like, is she not even a hair? Who is this lady?
I don't even know.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Nope.
Peach McIntyre or Peach McNair or something.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Like, hey. And I just be like, she just paid her baby daddy's $25,000 child.
Oh, now I saw that post and I didn't know who she was because I was like, who got that kind of money to be paying somebody's?
Because that's like me coming to you like, hey, if you pay me $1,500, I'll post your work on my page and give a review.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So we need more of the old school. And you're not even that old school, but you are old school. But so the people can find you. What's your tag?
For hair is at Shay Beauty, and it's spelled ShaybEyouty, like BU.
So SHAYBEYOUTY.
Shay Beauty. And then AfriFet is at AFRIFETE. And then my TikTok is I am Shay.Matt.
I am Shay.MATT because I, be a little spelling child sometimes. See, I just spelled TikTok wrong, but we got it here. So if you want your hair did in the Atlanta area, Shay, you. If you want to be a fetter or a veteran, where your flag at? I don't have one with me. Everybody with a flag. Start to wave. It's carnival. And then TikTok, I spelled TikTok wrong, but I am Shay.Matt. So you can see all of the content. And it's also that those are the handles on TikTok and IG. Follow your girl. Follow me. I mean, we're here on YouTube together. But follow me on Instagram, The Real Jubilee. And you'll be getting more of this content. I'm trying to figure out the cadence. Is it every Friday? That might be a little much. When summertime coming, I'll be outside. And when I'm outside, you know who I'm with. And if you want to see more of Shayna dance moves to prove that she knows how to do it, check out one of my latest vlogs, 40 Where we went to Rum Punch and we celebrated her birthday, cutting up on the dance floor. I didn't even post everything. But if you want to see a little bit more of real life, how to utilize those moves at the party, make sure you watch that vlog. Follow me on IG. We are becoming a family over here. I promise to get more of this content out to you guys. Like I was saying, maybe every other week, once a month. But I do want to explore people that are doing the 9-to-5 thing while also pursuing their career. We're all trying to make it in different ways. We're trying to be different than the generations before, where we put in 20, 25, 30 years and then they just don't care and let you go. It's 2026. We see what's going on in the state of the world. Protect your neck, be prepared, and do whatever you got to do to make your own means to survive. So on that note, we are ending today. Come back to the
Thanks for having me.
Friend to subscribe and listen and share and learn something. Hey, bye y'all. Talk to y'all later.
Bye.